Howdy mates, here's a part 2 film for Saturday, October 5th, 2024. Here's my second trail, give or take, kind of. We'll go with it. Welcome to the upper Emerald Pool. As you can tell, there's like a little reservoir just in front of us here that kind of resembles the color of emerald, hence the name. And we actually have a couple of canyoneering folks over there. They have a cable that is running all the way up to where it meets at the opening. And I tell you what, that would actually be a really fun time. But in order for them to do something like that, they need to have a special permit, as it were. But the particular reason that I am making this video is to point out a unique feature that are found within the entire Colorado geologic plateau. You may have noticed that some of the rock looks rather dark in comparison to the rest of the upper sandstone. Well, part of what contributes to that is the one ingredient of water. And there's a particular name for this ecosystem. They are known as hanging gardens, or they're also known as seep springs. Basically, to start it off, how it works is, say after a rainfall, some of the water will percolate into the porous sandstone. At least some of it, not all of it. But once that occurs, there comes a point as to when the water will run into a more impervious rock, such as shale, for example, or some form of clay. And basically what happens is the water is trickling down along its path, and then it hits a barrier. So basically then the water will force its way horizontally out of the cliff. And eventually what will happen is, where that's happening, some of that cliff face will erode. So that's why you may have noticed that the rock up here looks a little more indented. Well, that's exactly what's happening. It's erosion at its finest. But it's usually within those particular niches in which unique and endemic plants will grow. For instance, there is the maidenhair fern, which you can kind of see it a little bit, such as like up here, for instance. And that's usually where it will inhabit. It likes to have that direct access to that water. And then, going in the middle a little bit, you're going to stumble upon something such as Alcove columbine, or even Alcove bog orchid, both of which are quite rare. And even monkey flower, too, as another. Oh, we actually have someone coming down. That's cool. But the bottom line, though, is they are indeed a very unique ecosystem. And usually it is discouraged to get too close to them, just because the only source of soil comes from rock that has fallen, and that's it. Otherwise, there would be no source of soil at all. And it's very fragile. Or as I like to say it sometimes, fragile. But quite neat to actually see one up close like this. And you figure there's a point of where it does flow out, and it created this emerald pool. And this will eventually meet with the Virgin River. So it really proves a point that when it comes to plants, for instance, they'll find some kind of way to make it work. As long as there is a source of water, life is going to be present. So, all right, you guys, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, of course, Journey on a Journey is onwards. Take care, folks. See ya.